Okay, hi. So the timing of this video is quite bad timing, but I did make a promise I'm gonna make this video beforehand with Swordier and giving them constructive comment on the sword we order for Thailand. So with the things going on with the issue with Swordier and Mr. Isan, in short, I don't know what's going on much between like the conversation that they have been talking about, but people are gonna ask, and yeah. So basically, they mentioned me in their response video, and I'm the one who set them up in the conversation so that they can discuss further details on like reviewing and whatnot on both ends. And Mr. Easton replied as per his email, and from there I don't know what's the conversation lead to until like yesterday video about the issues going on. So it's your judgment on like whether you decide to buy from Swordier or not. But on this video I'm just gonna be focusing on my impression of the sword we got from Swordier. Disclaimer and information for you guys who probably gonna be tuning in watching this. We approached Swordier beforehand, like March, April, May. We approached Swordier around end of April, and I'm really interested in their product because it's quite cheap. They got stainless fitting, and looking from like other YouTuber video, I think it's probably gonna be a good price and something that's more affordable for someone in Thailand who can't really afford something that's much more expensive from like a European market or from the US market. The cost is just too much for like the average person to like get a really good performing European style sword. So I think that's the idea of us approaching Swordier at the time. Prejudicing things aside, I approached them. These are all the sword we got from them, and this is paid by my own money. So I asked him, I'm gonna do a review, I pay for it, I'm gonna give a fair review of what I think of the sword as a buyer and as someone who designs sword and sell this thing for like Siamese age. We do this, we want to get the best sword out there for the money for people. And here is my impression on this sword we're gonna give, and we're gonna do it in like a full uncut video, so it's as transparent as we can. And I don't know, it's just like set up a video and doing this. I haven't thought much about like scripting or anything, so it's gonna be quite raw and scripted. So yeah, that's the context. So it's up for you to decide as a buyer if you want to like do business with Swordier or not. It's your own judgment, it's your own money. I'm not gonna tell you it's like it's your decision. I'm just gonna giving constructive impression on this and what I thought is good, is bad, and whatnot. Okay. So basically, I already gave Swordier my full impression on this thing, and it's like 5 pages long or something on each sword. And we're gonna start first with the, I don't know, it's my cat gonna jump on a sword or not, I'm gonna be careful. We're gonna start on the first one. Here is the model 1006 longsword. It's marked on the website as XVIA typology. So this is the spec I got as received it. So let's look at the sword first. This one. For context for people, I ordered this and I got a dealer price because I'm gonna resell it. And I got this in 2 styles. One with the as is offer on the website with the scabbard, with the leatherwork and everything. And I also ordered a bunch with just a wood core scabbard because it's gonna do like an upgraded leatherwork and belt system ourselves. And I want to see how the scabbard work is done on this thing as well. So here's the look of it. There's the XVIA model. And I already did leather stropping on this thing, so I really have to be careful. It's now extra sharp. It's sharp out of the box, but it's extra sharp. I already nicked my hand this morning. So here's the sword. The blade is 37 inch and 1 1/4. And handle is from the end of the handguard here to the end of the pommel is 13 inches. The weight is 1600 grams. And I can put that on scale here. Just bear with me. Okay, get this here. And the scale says 1603 gram, 1603 gram. The point of balance is around 2 inches on this thing. I mark it as 2.5 inches. So I'm just looking to the what I wrote here. So overall, handling it, I cut with it first without doing the leather stropping. The sharpness out of the box, I would say, is about like 7.5 out of the box, and the vibration note is quite far from the tip here. Yes. I don't know if you can see it, but it's quite far from the tip. So I take a little bit for me to like getting used to and getting a good decent cut at first. I only test like 9 bottles just to get the feel of it, and this thing performed quite well for what it is. The handguard length I think is 10 inches, and aside from that, I think this one is good for what it is. If you're looking for like a big looking long sword, the handle is I think these are synthetic leather. I'm not that much of an expert in identifying the leather work. I do get my leather work out of the shop and I go look for themselves, but I especially get just vegetarian leather for doing our leather work. But I'm not an expert on identifying these things, so I assume it's synthetic leather, but of higher quality than what you usually find. And the grip is wasted, and the shape is quite well done compared to like what other sword we got from like European maker and US maker in the past. But the shape on this model, even though the shape is right, I think it's a little bit too thin. It feels too small in the hand for me. And I'm a small person, I'm 167 centimeters tall. And it feels just a little bit small. I already give comment, you should like up the thickness a little bit. And the stitching is good. And my cut is the thing. The stitching is good. I think it's a cotton cord stitching, so they go with a really good material for the stitching. And everything is glued quite well. For something that is around like 300 something dollar out of the website, I think it's a really good buy for what it is. But performance wise in the cutting, do a lot of cutting. So compare this with like other one I have, I think this one is a little bit off on the design for what it should be. But I'm not familiar with this bigger type of longsword, so I'm not sure on that. But I feel this one could have been a little bit better if the tuning is just right and the cutting should perform better. But that's what I think it is on this thing. Aside from that, the grinding looks good. The sharpness is good right out of the box. You can see the surface finish is quite well done compared to the pricing. And everything I think is a good buy for me, at least for what I pay for. Aside from that, people are gonna ask, right? Are these things stainless steel or not? And is the steel correct? I have a blade here that we already tested with hardness file. We have a file here. I'm gonna do it in the video, and we do a magnet test. This thing is probably stainless. I have it for like 3 days now, and I've been playing with them for every day, and I just like do this and put my hand on it. my imprint on the fingerprint on the pommel on several of these things, and I haven't seen any sign of rust at all. So I asked someone who know about steel, and he said probably about series 400 stainless steel or something. And the finishing on this overall is good. Looks too good for what the pricing is, in my opinion. So they did a good job on this thing. The steel is 65 mm. I'm just talking like over everything, and we're gonna go quicker on each and other one. I'm just going over like over specs. The 65 mm steel seem to work quite well for what they're doing. I think it's a little bit springy than what it should be across all the model. And the edge retention, I can't give comment here. We usually like, even our sort, usually we do testing about 3 months after we get the demo, and we check if everything is right. I give it like handling it for a month. I do some other testing. I do edge retention testing and cutting each weekend, and that takes about 3 months. So I only got this for 3 days. I can't give you my conclusion on how the edge retention is going to be, but I suspect since it's spring steel and the carbon content is lower, the edge retention is probably going to not last longer than like a higher tier steel, like 1% carbon and with good hardness and such. But for backyard cutter and the average people is not going to cut as much as me, I think it's worked quite well for what it is. And next onto the scalpel. This one is a wood core. The thickness on this thing on each side is about 6.5 or 7 millimeter, and I don't like it. I think it's a little bit too baggy, like too thick for it. So I already gave comment they should do like the thickness on this thing about 4 millimeter or 4.5. That's gonna make this much thinner, and it's gonna look much better. And they should do an oval shape, which is they have an oval shape scalpel here, but the thickness is just not right. And the wood material on this thing is quite a decent quality. I don't know anything about wood, but it's similar to what a poplar should be. But I don't know if this is poplar, so take my word for granted. And that's about it for the first one. And I'm not gonna cut the video. I'm just gonna go grab a magnet for you. So I'm back with the magnet. Yeah. So this thing have a little bit of, you can see it's kind of like trying to drop, but it's like it's slow down a little bit. So the fitting should be stainless because it's a little bit of like magnetized. And we check the handle. That steel probably gonna be a good quality steel, a decent one, because it's getting stuck there. And this is okay for me. And this, so that's the magnet test for you. And on to the next one. What time are we on? We are about 10 minutes in, right? So let's go with the next one. The next one is model 1004 longsword. It's a type XVIIIC. So this is the one with the hot topic. That's people have been complaining about, mostly for the plagiarism things. And yeah, I think it's look just like the Albion Mercenary as well, for what it looks right now. And so what the step here, right? The is 33.5 inches blade, 8 and 3 by 4 inches handle. The weight itself is 14,410 grams, and the other one, I got two of them. The other one is 1450 grams. The point of balance string is about 3.5 inches. So let's take the sword out. So it's the balance around here. So you can see I already cut the rain flap out. This one I hate it. I absolutely hate it. And looking underneath the rain flap, I think the handle construction is okay. There's a little bit of like 1.5 millimeter gap between the edge of the handle and the pommel. I don't know if you can see it, but even though I remove the rain guard, it's still no wobbly or no sound at all. And let's look at it here. The dimension it feels just right. The weight is about right for me. I don't know if they can grind a little bit more, so it's hit around like 50 gram more. That's probably gonna make it lighter and feel better. I'm not the guy that's like prefer this type of blade type. I'm more like a Germanic longsword guy. So this is not my preferred type. So that's my opinion. So the blade finish is good on this thing. The sharpness is good right out the box. I would say it's about 7.5 as well. People are gonna ask now, how much is like 9 or 10 sharpness? 10 sharpness is something like you put an edge here, you grab a hand, you touch it, and it's just cut, right? And I don't ever make a blade that sharp. I probably, for Siamese, we do about like 8.5 or 9 sharpness level for what I compare. And also that doesn't cut paper, but it's cut everything is go through. I don't know why. It's just the way our Smith do it. And people are gonna ask like, does this thing cut paper? Yeah, it's cut quite well. I don't really care. I don't really care as a maker. I don't really care if the sword cut paper. It's the way the grind is done. Even though it's cut paper, it can be like really bad in cutting targets. It's just what my opinion is. It's you to decide. But our sword doesn't cut paper. That's this good, but it's go through all the target we do extremely well. So I don't know what that is. I don't know the science behind that, but it's just work. It's work. Okay. So the stat I comment on this, I think this one is, I gave him the same comment. I think this one is like, it's a copy of the Albion model. And if you don't like it, don't buy it. If you okay with copying the design and the price, go for it. It's your decision. The handling is good because it's a copy of the existing design. The handle is good, the balance is good, the fitting is good. I love the stainless thing. Because if you handle sword every day like me, you don't really have the time to clean everything up. So it's really a plus for me. It's just like you just clean the blade and put it in the hand, the scabbard. The pommel is good. Everything is pinned. All these models are pinned. You can see here. Let me edge closer. The pommel is really well done. The cross guard is really well done. The blade finish is really well done. On this one, I watched chat video about the tips. The tip is not that sharp, but it's with a thrust it goes through the bottle and targets, no problem. And I have no idea if this is reinforced or not because I don't know if it's an old version or like an improved version with the reinforced tip or just the tip as it is right now. but it looks like a decent grind. It's about like 2.5 or 3 millimeter thick and all the way to the tip here, and taper is good, the balance is good, so this one is a pass for me. The only issue is that it's a copy of the design. You don't like it, you don't get it. But since an X is a type XV IICs from the Oakshot typology, I think if they put in a different pommel, then they could make a pass for like not copying the design. So that's my take on this one. And since we go over this thing, this 1004, there's also another sword that have the same specification as this one, but it's just changing the fittings and the overall look and everything. And just before we go over that, this is how it looks with rain flap. And this one also have the same issue with scabbard that I said before. Is the scabbard is just too thick for me, for my taste. Maybe it's different way of interpreting the scabbard. The maker could be like thinking of like a more mass market target, and people usually don't take really good care of their sword. So thicker is better, it's more durable, it's less likely to break. If you make a more custom scabbard, it's gonna be much thinner, and that's hard to do. And also it's prone to breaking more. So I think that might be behind the design idea of making like a thicker scabbard. But they already commented they should make like a thinner scabbard. And oh, I haven't weighed this thing, right? Yeah, it's showing the same. It's 1438 now. So it's still close to what I weighed before at 1450. And let's see. The next one I say is similar to what this one is, but they changed the pommel and they changed the handguard. So now it's a different design, somewhat, right? So this is the only longsword I got with the scabbard and the leatherwork as is from Swordier. And let's see here. The leatherwork in here is actually of good quality. For the price, it's really good. I'm not sure, I'm not an expert. Like I said, I asked my friend who do the leatherwork for us as well, and he said this should be synthetic leather, but of higher quality. The stitching is good. I'm not a stitching guy. I can't do a stitching this good, so they make a good job on this one. The strap here is probably real leather, but a thinner one. The fitting here is likely to be brass. I hit it and it sounds like brass. It doesn't sound like an alloy. I haven't tested. We should do it right now. Actually, let's just get the hardness file here. Let's go with the 60 and just like check. And let me see. Yes, likely brass, or even if it's an alloy, then at least I pick a good one. So I'm not sure, but I scratched it and it still stays at the same color. And the size kind of like brass. The weight is similar to what brass should be. And let's call it the screw. The screw is Chicago, screw is brass. That's of good quality. And the strap is done right the way it should be. The tie is done the correct way. The leatherwork and the laser print embossed on whatever they did on here, I don't really like it. I'm more of a traditional style of like leatherworking, so this is a little bit turn off for me. So yeah, and onto the sword itself. I'm really scared of this thing now because it's extra sharp. So we're gonna go back on harness testing later, but just want to go through everything first. So camera still running. So it's the same. This thing is basically the same as this thing, but they changed the crossguard and they changed the pommel. The fishtail pommel look amazing. Probably one of the best fishtail pommel I have ever handled, compared to like European maker I have had before and never sold those one. The only complaint about the fishtail on this thing is the sharp. If you holding it, I prefer to hold the whole pommel. It's just my way of doing things, and fishtail does not allow you to do that. But I make it doable. But this one is the angle on the edge here is just too sharp. I already gave comment that go put this through like 5 minutes of Scott Bright view or something, and that can take all the sharp edge away. That's just an extra work they should be doing. They should not send something like this sharp edge to customer. Yes. Actually, you can hurt yourself in a really weird angle, which hurt quite a bit. And that's my complaint with the pommel. The pin is okay. It's not as good as the other pin on other one. Probably because the shape of the fishtail itself is hard to do a pin. But they could do a bit better job with pinning on the fishtail. The handguard is okay. It's a little bit weird shape, if you can see here, on like from the top view. And the hole is quite okay. The groove here, they could do a little bit better of finishing with the polishing wheels on this thing, but for what it is, I think it's a really good buy. The rivet handle on this thing is quite well done. It's actually give me a better grip than this thing. Yeah, this thing is more slippery. This thing is the grip and the way it is wasted. Is even if I have like a slippery hand or like oily hand, I still think I can handle this thing without the sort of slipping in my hand. So they did a good job upgrading the handle. The leather, I still think this is synthetic leather, but of higher quality as well. The stitching is also well done, and the gap between the leatherwork and the pommel, I think is okay. I can't really like complain on anything here, and the only complaint on this thing would be like they should put like a longer handle on this thing. I mean like if you gonna do like an copy of this one, and you change into like a fishtail pommel. Fishtail pommel, even though this one is 9-inch handle, the fishtail pommel when you grab it now it's turned, you lose the extra length of grabbing the pommel, right? So now it feels like I'm gripping a much shorter handle sword. So that's my complaint about this one. And aside from that, I think this one is a really good one, and it's look cool. You buy it and you put it on a belt system and you go for a fair and it look like a really good one. Looking from afar and looking up close, it's a good dressing sword. And since we have the leather working here, I don't like the way they do the scabbard opening. As you can see the flap, right? Closely, you can see that on what I do, I usually put felt here and then I open a hole so the sword go into like a felt throat thing. But this one they add in a flap, but you can wash and still see the wood scabbard. So it's a little bit of a minus for me, but there's a lot of extra work just adding in a felt on the top covering here, and aiming and cutting and putting everything together has a lot of work. I do the leather work, so I understand. So this gives the cost down into like a budget range, and I understand them. And aside from that, the shape here, right? The shape on the fitting is okay. I think it's also stainless because I try to make it rust, but it haven't rust yet so far. So it should be stainless. So. Okay. So I'm recording on a bigger camera. They cut off at around 20 minutes. I don't know when it got cut off. So you get what you get on the video here. I'm not gonna do extra work here. Let's see. The long sword. No. The next one is arming sword. The model is 1005. Arming with a type XIV here. So it's here. Overall impression, I don't like the way the scabbard shape is too blocky. They can make it more oval, and that's gonna be better. And the thickness is right, like I said before, it's about 7 millimeters. That they can make it a little bit thinner and more oval. It's gonna be great. Let's take it out. So when I'm not an expert on army sword, especially this type, so I went and checked on the stat, it's within range. I compared with Albion and other makers, and the length is right, the handle length is right, but the weight is way off. So the blade is 28 inch, the handle is 6 inches at the end of the pommel. The weight on this thing is heavy. I mean it's heavy for what it should be. It's 1300 grams, so we put it on the weight here, and it's still showing 1300 grams. So for what it is, I think they can grind or adjust the blade width here smaller. So they started here, right? Okay, that's 7 centimeters, but they should aggressively like narrow all the way to the tip more. So that should be adjusting. That should take away like 50 grams of the sword right away, for sure. And it's just gonna feel so much more nimble. The balance is right around here, so it's okay. And this thing is huge. I mean, like the handle looks too big for what it should be, right? Compared to my hand, I grip it and it feels too big, like it's too wide. The pommel is still feeling a little bit too big as well. But the cross guard is okay, but they can reduce that by another 10%, smaller. Proportionally, and this thing like reduce this thing smaller by 10%, and make the blade just a little bit narrower. They're gonna make a really good X-type IV. At what it is right now, I don't really like it. It's too heavy. And it's too heavy that if I do like short edge cast or like a flow, I don't feel like I can really stop it in a fight or like a really fast flow cutting when doing like cutting bottle. It doesn't feel safe doing that because the weight is too much for that, and is reduced on the handling and the recovery. So like when I flow and then when I cut, it doesn't feel like I can stop it effectively as it should be. So this one is a little bit overweight for what it is. Aside from that, you can see the finishing is good, the grind is good, the sharpness is good right out of the box, and I strop it a bit later, and it's really good. It's performing really for what it is, but it should be lighter, 200 grams lighter or 250 more. It's gonna be great. So if you're on the fence on getting this thing, you ask them if you can get it even lighter. I think they can do it for you. Aside from that, the leather is synthetic. I think it's the same as what I've seen before. The stitching is good. I like the way at least they put stitching on this thing. It's really hard to do stitching on the handle. Even I skip it. So yeah, this is quite a good one. And the vibration note on this thing right is around here. So to 10-12 inch from the tip is okay. Aside from that, I don't think there's any adjustment I can do. I'm not an expert on this thing. Yeah. And on to the next one is the polished saber. That's model 1032. Cat. Okay. This thing is the ugliest one yet. I already gave Swordier like a whole lot of comment on this thing that they need to overhaul the design on this thing. But if you like what it is at the price, and if they're clearing stock and it's really cheap, you should go get it. It's still handled quite well in the cut, but the proportion, at least for me, is not correct. And the handguard is not okay for me. I already gave him the design, the dimension, and what it should be, and how they can adjust that thing. So the grip on this thing, I don't know if it's rubber or whatever, but it doesn't feel right. They should do like a ripped leather, like what this one is. It's gonna feel much better on that. And the blade dimension is weird. It's wide here. It should be narrow here, and it should be wider again here at the base, so it's balanced out. But this thing is like it's very narrow here. It's a little bit wider here, and it's widest here. So it's really front heavy, but it's not balanced well enough for what I think it should be. The fuller look great on this thing. The back edge, the way they do it, the ground, the tip, the fuller ends and the tips, I don't know if you can see it, is well done on both sides. It's touching where it should be. The sharpening on this thing is good around the box. I haven't later struck this one, but I should do it after. The vibration on is around here. It should be here. And the balance is way off. I mean, it's way off. It's around here. I think it's let's look. It's 8 inches and a half point of balance. It should be around 6. The reason for that is the way the narrow is narrow here, and the way the handle it is right now, it doesn't balance out and everything. And the way the grip is angled is just is almost correct, but it's incorrect, and the pommel cap is wrong. But I really like the way they do the pinning on this thing. It's like a 4-prong pinning. The handguard is really sad right now. So yeah, that's my comment for what it is. I already tell them they should overhaul this design. If they overhaul the design, look back at more historical source why it should be, I already give them like a proper dimension enough for them to like change it. And if they come out with a newer version, I'm probably gonna get it if they got the design right. And that's probably gonna be a really good price polish saber for people to get and try, because I don't like the cold steel one, and the new allocation one is really sad as well. And getting stuff direct out of Poland is really not a good option for us. We get a few, but the price way too much for us in Thailand. So yeah, that's my impression on at least the blade itself. So look at the scabbard. I don't like the leather work here, but I get it for what it is. And now it's came loose. And it just came loose. I didn't glue this thing. So Alex, if you wash this, you should fix this thing. Let's see. Oh, they just put it on as well. So they should glue this properly. But since I'm gonna be probably taking the leather out of this thing and redo the leather work, actually this is a blessing for me, in some sense. So yeah. The leather is synthetic for sure. The stitching is well done compared to like other saber I got from like Turkey and other stuff. The stitching is well done. And the scabbard, I think this is the best scabbard they have made so far for the wood core. So that does mean I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but the dimension is just right. The thickness on the scabbard is just right, and the way it's shaped, the oval and the shape overall profile of the scabbard is just correct. So yeah, they should make this scabbard core as an example of what the other stuff should be. And I already gave that comment. I should look at this thing as a baseline and put this into other scabbard for longsword. So yeah, aside from that, I think it's okay. I think I really need to redo this thing. And that's what the stuff I paid for. And I told them we do a HEMA club in Thailand, Bangkok Historical Fencing, and so I asked them if they can send a feather for free for the club, for the guys, for the boys and girls to try out, and yes, they actually sent one for us. So I'm not sure what copy of the model of this one is on the market right now, written American year or what's on this thing. So I'm not sure. The blade doesn't look like what Reagan Year offer, but the grip shape and the pommel is like what Reagan Year offer, and the crossguard look like what Reagan Year offer and what we have at our club. The length is longer than the standard feather that usually the Reagan Year offer. The taper, they actually do a good tapering on this thing. The balance on this thing is amazing. Yeah, I actually say it's amazing. But this thing is too springy for this. For what I prefer, I usually prefer like a stronger feather flex. This thing is flexing way too much and it feels too springy. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, right. So I haven't sparred with this thing yet. I just got it. We're gonna spar on Saturday. So a long-term comment on this thing is probably gonna take a while. But initially, I try hitting a tree just to like get a feel, but feel like when it's on like a contact session and drilling and sparring. And the springiness really translates for like when you hit something and you gonna like recover and go into another cut is a downside for me. So that's why I prefer the more like tougher, like less springy blade. Right? This thing is too springy. If you hit something and you recover and do another cut, like hit here and then I go there, the vibration is gonna affect the recovery and the cuts. Aside from that, I don't know if the crossguard is gonna last much longer than what the other YouTuber already reviewed so far. And the pommel is, I think, is stainless as well because I grip it like 3 days and in Thailand it's really humid and it haven't rust yet. The pommel and the crossguard is haven't rust yet, so it should be stainless. Yeah. Well, but this thing is sticking, so maybe it's not stainless. It's really sticking compared to the other one. So that's maybe different. So I don't know. I just grab it, put it on the box, and take it out the next day. So no further comments. For what it is and for the price right now and long-term durability on the feather, I can't give comment yet. It's about like 70% the price of like what a normal European feather is. Or if you look at the start price, not including shipping, tax and everything, is about almost the same, a little bit cheaper. But long-term durability, who can tell, right? You just have to go and test it. We have a feather from Reagan Year that lasts 10 years for us. We got it 8 years, and with the previous owner got it for like 2 or 3 years. And we're still using it at our club weekly and it still doesn't break. So I can't tell. If this thing can last 10 years, the same, then it's a good buy, I think. But it's 65 and still, if this thing lasts 3 years, I think it's okay. But the price at what it is, at least it's a good starting point for someone to get into sword and sparring. With like training weapon from China, we got that a lot just to test out, and it's a hit and miss. If you break something, they usually send a replacement for you. We got someone that got like a side sword, and on the first day the tip broke. right away we contact the seller in Taobao and they send a replacement blade right away. So the warranty is still there, but it's a little bit weird because having dealership is better than not having dealership. Having someone to take care of you when buying something is better than not, right? So yeah, that's pretty much what we have on this lot. We're working on getting the next lot and the other stuff. Exclusively, we're going to be the dealership in Thailand. We're not gonna import like Swordier stuff and sell it outside of Thailand. So it's just basically for Thai market. But I know there's a lot of people that want to know about the detail and other stuff. It's just me rambling, and I'm sure there's someone going to watch the whole entire video, and that's great for you. The more information for the buyer, the better. And I'm a consumer myself and love to collect sword. Got a lot of sword here in the back already. And the last thing we want to do is the hardness testing. I haven't seen anyone do this yet on a video. Oh shoot. So we're gonna do it. So I already did a fire check on this thing. So let's move it here a little bit. You're probably not gonna see it clearly on a video, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So this is the hardness check file from Supersun. It's a good maker. And I checked this thing with a lot of owl blade from Siamese Edge. And we also do a press checker for the hardness testing, but I have to take it out somewhere to the shop and it's not viable doing on a video. And I have to borrow that from someone else. So, but I test this thing on several owl blade and it's quite accurate, so I think it's a good like opener for like preliminary checking. So I did check before. The hardness is around 50 and 55 HRC, but for the video sake we're gonna do it again. So being an ass, we're gonna start with the most hardness on this thing. So 65, I expect it's to just eat it. Yeah, it's just eat it. Yeah, it's just digging in right away, so it's underneath 65 for sure. And it's just putting more scratch mark on this thing. And the next one is 60. Yeah, same result. It's definitely underneath 60 HRC. And a lot more scratch on this thing. I love destroying things. I got a reputation in Thailand of breaking stuff and people hate me for that. But it's constructive feedback and we have improved a lot of our smith work to the standard of what it is today. So it's the price we have to pay for improving. Next one is 55. So this thing should not start digging in now. It's digging in on like some middle area, but on the edge it's kind of like slide off. So in the middle it's kind of like still digging in, but on the edge it's kind of like not leaving much on like a surface to ash anymore. It's just gliding through. And the next one is 50. It's still digging through in some area, but on the edge mostly it's just like sliding off and leaving almost no scratches. If you take something and you like scratch something, it's always gonna leave a mark. Even your fingernail is gonna leave a mark. But we're looking for the feel of the fire here. If it's digging in, and I'm feeling like it's just mostly glancing off. Yeah. So like I said before at the beginning, this thing is probably around 50 to 55 hardness. And I'm only gonna test one sword. I'm not gonna test everything. It's gonna lower the value. I need to resell this thing. So yeah, since we have the whole set of files, we're gonna do it anyway. Now we at 45. No, it's just glancing. I'm not getting much of like a bite at all here. At 45, I get a bite around the base here on the middle area, but on the edge outward there's not any like feel at all. And then we move to 40. This is the lowest shaker we have, and it's probably gonna feel the same as the previous one. Now it's not biting at all. And I'm not feeling it, right? I'm not feeling anything at all. So yeah, it should be around 48 to 55 hardness on some area, and in some areas 55 maybe, but it's not above 55 at all, this thing. And we're gonna do a little bit of flex test as well. Just flexing with the hand, I'm really scared. It's really sharp now. Oop. Yeah, I think that they didn't do like a real nice fully turn through spring like what 9260 like we see people do with the katana things. I think this is a little bit more tougher, because I feel like if you bend it too much, this thing is just gonna take a set here. But I do this for like a bit of a degree, as you can see here, and it's still straight. I mean, it's still straight. From comparing this with chat video, I make a lot of sword and do a lot of testing. I can feel this thing is gonna break at a certain point for sure. Like if we do the same testing as chat, this is probably gonna break just the way that shown on his video. So I gonna take chat video for being like a good standard for testing, and this is the same model. I think we're gonna have the same result. And aside from that, let's just like, for goodness sake, let's just smack it on the table like a few times. And yeah, it's still straight, right? Yeah, it's still straight. I have glasses on, so I really have to aim for it. It's still straight, it's look good, and the hardness it passed the hardness check so far. People are gonna ask like, is the shaker correct, right? So I have this old model of like pen sword that we have. This thing is water hardened. They dip it on the edge. Basically they heat treated on the edge, and they leave the back really soft. And this thing is also around 55 as what I expected, and it's not digging in at the edge at all. So the back is around 55, and the edge, usually Thai sword, they dip it this way, so it should be around, yeah, it should be around 55 to 60. It's digging on the edge and it's really digging on the side here. So I think our file set is quite accurate for what it is. It's not going to be as accurate as having like a press shaker that's really accurate, and you have to like calibrate that thing with a block of like a shaker, and those things are really accurate. And if I say that, I'm probably going to post it somewhere and you can look at the steps. But for what it is, not including the drama and everything, I think this gives you like a clearer. Okay, so the camera got cut off at the last part because of the battery ran out. So I'm just gonna conclude on everything I talked about before. The timing of this video is probably not gonna be so good. The issues going on is with the copyright and like copying the design. I would prefer as a maker and a designer myself if like Swordier can check back on that and maybe like change some design of what they have into something else that's historic, historically still accurate for what the type it should be, but not like a complete knockoff or copy of what the other maker is making. And I understand that a lot of people that's been working with Swordier, including me right now, is uh, uh, pushing and suggesting they do it that way because it's going to be better in the long run for them. And if they can make, even if like if they can make and design something new and unique and even better, that's gonna be even better for them in the future. For Mr. Eason, I completely understand his side of the argument as a designer, but I'm not completely agree with all the response he's making right now. I think as a business person, a deal can be made like privately and they can reach a better conclusion, or at least they can reach out to someone who is a middle person that can like find a middle spot for both parties. For me on this situation, I think there's a way it can be fixed or like a proposal that can be made, but as the way it is now, it's probably going to take a little bit of time for people to calm down and talk properly with each other and handle things better than what it is on the situation. I'm making with this video at the bad timing, so I promised Swordier I would make a video, and my impression I'm gonna put it on YouTube. I said something and I'm gonna do it, so this is what this video is for. I want to address other thing that's been going on by the time this video is out in the future. Let's see, I think that's about it for the video. Disclaimer again, all the swords you see here except for the feathers are bought and paid by me to be sold exclusively in Thailand. So that's why I can make like a judgment on this thing because I paid for it. Even though I got the dealer price for it and I asked for permission from Swordier, I'm gonna do my full impression on this thing. So I did it. Is there anything I should talk about? Let's talk about like my opinion on things a little bit. As a maker and designer, I'm not encouraging people to copying the design. I think if you know you're copying something, you should be improving upon and make it like more unique in your own way. But the world is not perfect. As a consumer, as a buyer and a collector, and someone who can't afford like a more expensive piece, on that perspective, I think they offer a really good pricing sword of decent quality. For someone that's like in Asia, like Thailand here, not every people can afford like $1,000 sword, not including tax and shipping into Thailand. That's gonna be like 50,000 baht. Not many people can afford that for a sword. This allows people to get like a decent quality sword to be like doing training and backyard hunting with, and getting more and more people into sword community. I'm always happy that like sword is cheaper and it's got better quality and I got more people to like talk about sword with. So that's a plus for me. Quality wise, I think it's worth the price of what it is. But I still like for like a higher tier maker, if you're really into sword and this is your like beginning sword, it's a really good one. But if you like want to get like a better tier sword, you should definitely save up. Buy a better high-end quality sword. That's the maker did their research. They use high-end steel. They do a proper balance and sharpness on those. Those gonna be expensive, but you pay for the better quality price-wise, unless except you get a rip-off deal. That's different things altogether. but you should support like higher tier makers because they, there's a reason something is priced much higher than it should be, and it's business, but the cost wise on the maker side, there's a reason for things why something is so expensive. Is the in the final details, and like on this thing, the final detail is like it's not all correct out. Like the way some grinding is done, the way the sauce is handling, the way the finish on the fitting is like a little bit off here and there. You can see it, but I don't see it in higher tier sword. And the steel, if they make like they choose a better steel, they can prove that they can heat treat it at a better, higher quality and get a better steel than other maker that's choosing. The sharpness around the box is okay. Then they can up the price to match the quality of what it is. I think it's up to you buyer to like make a choice for yourself. If you want to support Swordier or not, if you're on the side of the fence or on their side of the fence, it's your money and it's your opinion. You can do whatever you want with it. It's the free world right now for what it is. And I'm just giving out information as clean and clear for what I can do. As a person who buy this thing for sale, I want people to get good sword and like good information. It's like back 10 years ago, it's really hard to find information on anything on any maker, right? But now a lot of people is doing more swords. We have got more YouTube channel, more reviewer, and I just want like more information for the buyer. The more buying decision, the more information you can make a better buying decision. And that's my stance on general. So I'm giving out information. It's up for you to decide. And that's about it. Bye bye. And with next video, I'm probably gonna be like updating what we are doing with Siamese Edge right now. We're doing a lot of collab with different martial arts school in Thailand, and that's gonna be out next year. And a lot of new models coming this year. And fulfilling our order is a pain right now for us with the weather. Craftsman getting sick, someone getting into car accident, another one get dengue, and we are backlogging on a lot of sort, and we are pushing custom order right up front so we can clear those out as fast as we can. We are really reaching like our capacity limit, and we're trying to break that. So it's a tough year for us to fulfilling out the order and making new stuff. But after this is probably gonna be a lot better, and we can make a lot more new sort and a lot more design right now as we are working with a lot of people, a lot of collabs and a lot of talk on for sword in general. So more new stuff for buyers, collectors, and a lot of great stuff, and bridging the gap price and bringing more higher standard to the market overall. So that's what we do. And I'm really picky as I love sword and been doing this for like 15 years, and we just keep on improving. Like we should raise the standard even better. I mean, like in everything we do in life and everything. Nice, philosophical thing. But yeah, that's the end of the video. See you on the next one.